Hello, welcome. My name is Kwapna Bindako. Welcome. Uh, it's been a while, and I was thinking of these things, and sometimes you're there, and some thoughts come to mind, and you just want to see how they are processed. And so today, um, I want us to think about a topic, you know, persistence, uh, the ability to stay and to keep going when everything says stop. And so, some people join, we would go through. Because sometimes the fire, so you glance through something, you come through, you get an idea. You want to build a business, you want to start maybe you want to buy a property, you design a financial plan, you want to change your life, you want to build a beautiful family, you want to stay. There are some food that you don't want to eat because you want to get healthy, things like that. uh, Once you get the inspiration, once you get the idea, at that point, the energy is very much, heavy, is intense. But would you be able to keep it in the next 6 months, in the next 5 months, in the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? Can you stay with it in the next 20 years? The other day, I was thinking about what is it that separates, I mean, backtrack maybe your classmates in the primary school, or maybe in the junior secondary school or senior secondary school, or even the university. The friends that you kept, the people that you met in the class, those who were first, those who were last. After 30 years, after 20 years, what is it that has separated everybody wherever they are with their lives? Some people was for majority. Some people can talk of the extremes. Some people they will say got some lucky, some luck somewhere. They were lucky. Some people will say it's because of the family. Some people will say because of the country they were born into. All kind of things. People believe in luck. But if I go to the lab, I want to stay with that which can make me predict, can make me come out with a good model that can work in a lot of places. So I will not stay with the extremes. I will stay with the average. What is the common denominator? So today I want to share with you persistence, stamina, staying power, the ability to keep going when things are very difficult, the ability to keep going when everything is not as you thought. Most people understand life as a, you know, is in, as a Ghanaian, as a Christian, as an African, as most of us, we believe in all kind of things. And so the one factor people will talk about all kind of things. But today, I want to share with you one major principle that if you adapt, if you copy it, if you use it consistently, it will separate you from almost everybody. If you're able to teach your children, your family, your friends, these things, because I think human beings worry too much, especially when it comes to wanting to succeed with our dreams. Especially somebody wants to build a business, and or somebody even wants to build what is it, a business, a family, even your finances. Want to change something, your career. Most of us just in haste to say that tomorrow everything will change. But I mean, thinking at it or looking at it, it's not really that. It's more of, are you able to stay with the process? So let's say you want to acquire knowledge in something. Are you able to design something, to read books, to watch videos, to go for seminars, classes, until you have enough knowledge in that field? Let's say finance. Most of us were not taught finance at all. And so we just understand most of us, just understand money as work, get some income, and then save something, and hopefully, naturally, you will make money somewhere along the line. That's what we are taught. Many of us, yes, Frederick. Hello, brother. Good evening. I'm well, Frederick, and I trust you also well. And so, for majority of us, the basic principle of life, the ability to stay with that which you desire to see, come to into reality. Majority of us have not disciplined ourselves, have not even shaped our mind that way. We think that everything will just work. And so you were happy to start a business. You were happy to have had the idea. You listen to somebody say start a business, and then you started, and 2 years now, hoping that that business will change your life. Now that business has gotten you into trouble, and you didn't have any difficulty before. Now you have a lot of problems just because you started that business. You didn't have any trouble at all. You was and you decided to build some apartment for rent, and that then has changed everything about you. Now you can't even sleep. You're worried. You didn't have any problem until you got into association, into that relationship, and now everything else is upside down. And you ask yourself, why did I get into this? What we have to understand is that life is like that. If you want to move from one stage to the next, very few people can move smoothly. A lot of us, we will go through something before it becomes better. And that's why your classmates or your friends 20 years ago, those who are successful now, it's not just because they were lucky. It's not just because they had a good family. It's not just even because of the secondary school they went to or the courses that they did or even the profession. Those who have been successful and very fulfilled, or who are happy with their lives, and have some things going on in their lives, is because they've been consistent. They have persevered. A lot of obstacles will come along. And so if you are going to get used to something in life, is knowing that if you dare to become, to get better, if you dare to achieve anything, if you dare to build anything, it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of input. It will take a lot of energy. And once you're going through the setbacks, if you're going through the difficulties, if you're not seeing the results, those will not mean that there is something wrong with you. No, it just means that that is life. That's like, yes, sister. Yeah, good evening. Yes, we are doing well, and I trust you're also doing well. So, any dream that you set for yourself, dream that you set for yourself, make sure that you acquire the right knowledge, and make sure you tell yourself, "I'm going to work hard." I think that for you to understand life, these are some of the basic things that we have to get in the right positions. We have to get these things in the right positions. Some people, or a lot of people, are in hallucination, if you want. They think that they can succeed with something just because they thought about it. Even the people that you follow, the entertainers, the sports people, the politicians that you look up to, the religious leaders that you look up to, the chiefs, a lot of them have overcome so many things. Some of them have stayed in the game for years, some of them 30 years, 40 years. The icons that you look up to, the great business people that you look up to, some of them have been in business for 50 years. Now you hear their name and you think that they've been successful just because they were lucky. No, no, no. Very few people are in that bracket that they just got lucky. A lot of us would have to pull ourselves. It's like you picking something. For instance, I try to use the reason the creator, God, put gold in the soil. He didn't put gold bar. He didn't give us gold bar. He put them in the soil. You need technology, you need effort, you need some sacrifice, you need some input for you to extract the gold from the soil, process it, and for you to have a gold bar, or even turn it into something that you can look at. So this is a lot of things in life just go to teach us basic principles that for you to become anything or for you to succeed in anything, you have got to persevere. You have got to be persistent. You have to have stamina. It is not something. If anybody tells you that it doesn't matter, once they put some oil on you, everything will change. maybe I don't understand that side. But the letter I know is that you have got to develop the muscles. You have to be tough for you to succeed in anything, especially when it comes to business. If you're building anything, whether it's business, it's wealth, it's properties, even a family, you've got to be very tough. And being tough means that you have got to be very tough-minded. You cannot be weak-minded in this life. You can get tired and maybe go and rest, but for you to give up, to say that there's like a lot of African youth, they think that is very difficult. In Ghana, in Nigeria, yes, brother, Mr. Ajinen Boateng. Thank you, Mr. Olin, educative. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you too. Or if you talk to a lot of our young people, they think that life in Ghana is very difficult. And once they get to America or they get to China or they get to Dubai, everything will be okay. Okay. So then I asked them, do you think anybody is in any of these areas who life is taking toll on them? Yes. So the basic understanding is that you have got to be persistent. If you set any dream for yourself, you have to persevere. You have to have stamina. You can't just quit because you have put in 2 years and you don't see any results. You can't just quit because you have put in 3 years and you don't see any results. You can't just quit like that. And one of the things that you have to tell yourself is you have to set vision to say that for the next 10 years, I'm going to stay at this thing. The average success in anything will take you years. Very few people can be successful hugely in anything in 3 years, 2 years, or 1 year. Many people that you see being successful, who have become successful in anything, even raising children, it will take you a lot of time. So if somebody is just trying to tell you that it doesn't really matter, you'll be successful in a minute, even those who stake lotto, they try so many times before they win. So you have to have that frame of thinking. You have to say that this is it. And it has to be part of your belief system. And you've got to be very much optimistic of life, very much positive of life. You can't just be so, paranoid in any little situation. You can't just be so negative and pessimistic and feel like hopeless. You feel like there is no tomorrow, there's no better tomorrow. No. Even when you are at the bottom, when nothing seems to work, you still have to have hope. You can't give up. You can't just kill yourself because you tried something and now you're in debt, especially business. You tried some business and you went to borrow somebody's money and you were so hopeful, your maths, your calculations were right. And now the people have disappointed you. The people, that thing came through. And instead of you to have profit, you have losses everywhere. It is not only you. Almost everybody has gone through that kind of situation in one way or the other. What separated them is that they did not stop at that time. They may have taken rest, but they did not stop when everything else was on the ground. Most successful people have a lot of failures more than success. No matter what they call it, they may say that it was a learning experience and everything, but it did not work as they expected. Most people, if you see anybody with a lot of money, most often than not, those who didn't steal it, most often than not, they have lost so much more than you see them. They have been disappointed in so many ways. They have had a lot of people, giving up on them, betrayed them, maltreated them. They have had that. And so when you are in that stage in your life, you don't say that you have to persist. You can take rest, take water, go and sleep, come back tomorrow and fight, because this is life. And it's not demonic. It's not some ancestral things, as a lot of our people understand it. When they go through difficulties, when they go through problems, when they go through challenges, they will get somebody to tell them that there's something in your family. There's somebody who has put some juju somewhere. A lot of those things are not true. It's just part of life, especially when you are trying to do something good with your life. So when you start that, some of the difficulties will come from, you will lose money. It's part of the game. People that you could depend on, people who gave you assurance, would fail you, and that is natural. Maybe one of your employees, you trusted so much that that employee was going to be there for you, and that employee ended up setting another business and taking the customers. You trusted that person so much, and now you're telling yourself, I am not going to trust any human beings again, any human being again. No, 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 no. You can't say that. People will disappoint you. The state that you really need them, that's the state that they would, if you disappoint you, it's part of life. So the good thing about business is that you only have to be right once. Yes, you always keep trying. If you know you have a good idea, perfect. If you know you have a good idea, you keep going. And once you keep hitting, at a point, it will break. I have a very good friend who got into business, all kind of things. We did a lot of things together. A lot of them didn't work. Some of them got him into trouble. Some of them took him to court. Some of them, a lot of money were lost. Then at a point that he really gave up on that business. He was there. Then he had a call that, listen, we've been looking for somebody like you. We have this problem, and we think that you'll be the one to solve it. He went there, he met them. But with all the losses, the pain, the struggles that he had endured for the last 8 years, 10 years, this situation required all those expertise. And so when he met the people, they did not ask for the business document, nothing. They were just saying that we need you to solve this. Can you solve it? And he started to talk. He started to tell them how he was going to do it. The people did not ask anything. Even the rates that he was giving them, they did not debate. They did not negotiate. They said that this is a major problem for us. You solve it. But that time that he was going through all the difficulties, he never thought that a time will come that somebody will so much need that expertise. I remember there was time his car got broken down, if that is English word. Sometimes he would take the throttle, go to a far place just to go and attend to a court issue because somebody had misled him. Now, the same people, he's not even finished the work, they will wire the money to him from another country. That is business. And from there, he will explode. So the pain that he had to endure. And that's why some people will just give up, break down. Sometimes they'll even commit suicide because they overlook the fact that this is a training period. This is a phase, and it takes time. If my friend had given up, now he's enjoying. Now at least he's happy. Now he has some rest. Now he can breathe. But there was a time that nothing seemed to work. And I remember, yes, you're perfectly right. Yes, it takes time to make it, but it's hard for so many people to accept this truth. Yes, and that's the basic truth. I remember when he started, he said that, I said that, listen, we've been in this game for 10 years. Oh, it's not me. Oh, no. He said, oh, me, I will make it in 2 years. I said, okay, Oga, you're very, very, very intelligent. We are not that intelligent. But now he sees the wisdom in that. And when you have been prepared, when in the time that you're going through those processes, it's preparation. Because a lot of the times, the things that are in you got into troubles because you were not that much vigilant. You were not so much, you didn't have the skill to negotiate. You didn't see the wrong things. So those were part of the processes. You were being refined, if you want, the impurities. The processes extract the impurities from you. And that's why you need endurance. You can't give up to say that it's so painful, the process. The process is highly painful. And that's why most people would want to give up. And so they go back again. If you start again, you go back again because it's a process that is required because there's a lot of, impurities, debris in your head. So the things that let's say you are attracted to a project and somebody was asking for money, you were ready to pay. Somebody was asking for that because those are all stages. You don't understand the game. The moment you tell yourself that I'm going to start with what is truthful, what is honest, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to treat people well, that is the time that you start the right journey. And because you tell yourself those things, then you are ready for the fight. So everybody can give up on you. Everybody. So my friend now is happy. My friend is happy now. So what a perfect example. Enable him to navigate the problem. Yes, now he's a tough guy. Can you mention my name? Yes, Kemas PS5. Kemas PS5, yeah. So it is just the reality. If you want to do anything significant with it, I'm really here. the it is really a requirement for anybody who wants to build business, who want to build world, who want to build anything, that very few of us will not go through that. Almost all of us, 99% of us, would, especially those who are starting not with much, not with a lot of exposure, not with a lot of money, experiences, contacts, networks. We will go through this, and much of your difficulties will come from wrong money decisions, wrong associations, weak value system, lack of confidence in your own decisions, trusting too much, trusting the wrong people. Sometimes, if you're a good person, you would want to ordinarily trust people with money, with what they say, and before you see it, you are in trouble. And when you get into those troubles, it does not mean that you can succeed. They only mean that you were weak. You are not you are negligent. You are not attentive. You are not present. And so it's going to pull you through the process. And all that you need is to say that I'm going to push through this phase. And you've got to be persistent. That's what I'm saying. You've got to be persistent, and you cannot give up in the middle of difficulties to say that I am tired. I want to take. I remember there was a gentleman who had a huge work, and they gave him a big mobilization, and he forgot that he was doing somebody's work. He spent the money anyhow, and when he raised the first certificate, he could not pay for the mobilization, the advance that they had given him, and he broke down, and he could not pick himself again, and then that was the end of his company. So these are things that you need. It's a belief system that you need. That you need persistence, you need stamina, you need what they call staying power, the ability to keep going, to stay around. Nobody you see, anybody that you are inspired with, anybody that you're inspired with, anybody that you see in any field, had the chance not to pursue, not to continue. Anybody in anything had the chance to say that I'm not going to do it again. It is so difficult. Building anything is difficult. So we have to tell our people, building anything is difficult. God won't for you. You have to go through that process, because the Africans, they have told them that if God is in it, it will not be difficult. If God is in it, it will not be difficult. No, it's even the natural process of pregnancy and childbearing. Ask the women who have gone through that. It's a tough process. It's a tough process, and God is in that. Don't forget that. So it is, the onus is on you. It is your responsibility to shape your mind like that. Not to say that I have given up, I'm going. Somebody asked me the other time, now that the city is not so good and people are not buying my things, what should I do? I said that, what else can you do in support in this critical moment? But don't be so much apprehensive just because the dollar is somewhere and the city is somewhere and you're losing all your capital. It's a phase. You may even lose all your money. There are some things that you can't control, and maybe you are even locked in that. You can see that every day the dollar is going somewhere. I remember 2013, we were on some projects. We are taking big projects, and within 3 months, the iron ore shot from, I think it's 1,009 to 3,000 per ton. And the cement moved from 17.5 Ghana cedis to 34.5. And the client was not ready to absorb the increase. Automatically, we lost a lot of things there, and a lot of companies didn't survive that stage. It is part of life. One thing that should guide you is that even when you're successful, you're highly successful, you have built great, profitable business. When you are going out of this time, you will not go with that. So don't kill yourself before that. Even the success that you so desire, the success that you so desire, you cannot go with it when it's time. So why do you want to die before your time? You can only keep hope alive to say that, yes, we are in middle of difficult situation. But I have to improvise. So look at what you can do. Maybe you have to even, sometimes if you have to shut the business, shut it down. Don't kill yourself. But always look up. Always look up. And always understand that the world will go on without you. Even let our president, any president of any country, let him die. The next minute they will find somebody to replace. No one individual can so that those things should guide you, so that you don't act as if you are the creator. You are not the creator. You are part of creation. Everything does not rest on you, and that should make you humble enough to say that some things will take time. You should always tell yourself that, and that's why you have to keep hope alive. And so you understand that it takes time for anything to succeed. And if there is anything that is going to separate you from any other group and your friends, and it's your ability to keep going, the stamina. It's not even so much your intelligence. It's not even so much what they call lack. Sometimes it's just you saying that I'm going to stay with this. I'm going to get better every day. I'm going to read. I'm going to acquire knowledge. I'm going to express myself. I'm going to try again. I'm going to trust again. I'm going to push further. Those things, because in every push, there's some bit of progress. And I think that is number one skill that you need if you want to pursue. If you're building business, if you're building anything, you need that. Just keep going. Just keep going. And nothing should deter you. Nothing should make you feel like, oh, no, I'm not seeing any progress. Some people say that they start something, they're not seeing progress. I used to watch some channels, say the spirit of delay. There's nothing like spirit of delay. And then the process become better. Tell yourself that I'm going to stay with this process. I need to acquire the needed skill. And once I have the needed skill, you will see things open. And I told you the story about my friend. And now the companies are looking for him. But for the last 8 years, he's taking some bullets. He's really gone through a lot of pressure. It's the same. We went through a lot of difficulties like that because it takes time to build anything. It takes time. We still go through that, but now they don't shake us. Why? Because of what the intensity of what we went through has made us not to shake again. What will happen? Nothing. It's like the fight that now is like Russia and Ukraine. Maybe before the guy unleashed his first missile, they were panicking. Now I'm not sure that the guys on the field are afraid anymore. They want to fight. I mean, you are either dead or alive. They're fighting. That's how the world is. So once you engage in a fight, it comes to a point that you're no more afraid to die. The same thing with business. You take a lot of bullets, and so it gets to a point you're no more afraid. Let whatever come. But then you have to resolve that I want to fight, and I want to fight to survive. I want to fight forward. I want to be successful. So this is the mindset that you need. You try something and it does not work, and you said, I want to. You can change the method if you want. You can even change the business, but don't give up on yourself. You said, I'm not going to do anything with my life again just because I failed that. I think that one is not good. Almost everybody that you see have gone through stages. And because they didn't give up, and because they focused, they told themselves that this is what I want to do. And they stayed at it. That's why now you can admire them. It takes time. It takes time for you to succeed in anything. A lot of the things that we share, a lot of things that we share with people, it's not because we were not born with them. No. We went through a lot of them. You acquire some of them by reading, by watching, by studying, by listening to people, by copying. A lot of them by trying, becoming successful, and then many times becoming unsuccessful. So you get to a point when somebody says something, you can relate a little with it because you have also been disastrous. You have also, but the only thing is that you did not stop going, and that's the most important thing. That don't stop going just because you're in the middle of any difficulty. Difficulties are part of life. Problems are part of life. Challenges are part of life. Mistakes part of life. Disappointment, people will disappoint you. People will give up on you. People will lie on you. You know, your closest friend will can sometimes betray you. People have gone through divorce. Some people have gone through death of closest relatives. These are all part of life. But you have got to be persistent. You said, I'm not going to give up. Once you have life, you can give up on your dream. You can give up on yourself. So when you're starting business, this is one thing that you need. Don't just say that I'm going to be successful just because somebody has given me some some assurance. Somebody has just prayed for me. Somebody has given me some oil. Somebody put some sticker on your car to say that angels are on protection. Okay, no problem. But the reality is that you have got to go through some things to be tough, to deal with life, you know, to change your philosophies and to develop inner strength. It is required. Sometimes some basic things will beat you because you innerly you're not that tough, you're not that strong, you know. And these difficulties, these challenges, these disappointments should not make you a bad person. They should not make you a weak person. They should not make you a pessimist. They should not make you somebody who is so paranoid, somebody who so hopeless. Sometimes I look at a lot of our young boys, see that they feel so hopeless. The other day I was engaged with a young man, and you could see that he could not lift himself to see hope again because he was looking up to people and they disappointed him. No, people can disappoint you, but you cannot continue to disappoint yourself. So believe in that. You wanted to start a project. You know, you heard some videos, say start a real estate company or start to build something for rent. And then you started and all kind of things are coming up, all kind of problems from everywhere, right, left. I say, why did I do this? Listen, those problems will by all means come, whether you started it or you not started it. Sometimes the people who don't make any mistakes and don't go through problems, it's because they didn't start anything. It's not because they were intelligent. And sometimes with your specific situation and with the kind of error levels that you have, the only way to deal away or to do away with the errors or to refine your thinking process is for you to start from where you are, you know, and then start to see the reality. They call something syntax error when they were teaching us on programming in school. You know, after you have developed the program and you run it, then you see all the bugs, the mistakes, the errors in the program. There's no way you're going to see the mistakes in that program until you start to run it. So there's no way you're going to see what you're made of until you start something. You can say that I'm very courageous, I'm a very tough person until you start. And you see whether you can stick around or you run away. So it's not so much in your mouth to say that, you know, me, I'm very courageous, I'm a very tough person. You start, let's see if you have the ability to take the bullets. They're coming from left, right, everywhere. You know, when the bullets are coming from everywhere, and if you have the ability to start, if you have the ability to stay with the process, you know, to stay with the process. So it's key that you refine your mind that way. You tell yourself, it's a requirement. It is a requirement that anything that you start, business especially, you're going to meet troubles. If you want to start anything or you want to build financial something, you're going to meet troubles. You want to raise children, you're going to meet troubles. If you want to build a country, the same thing. Everything that you set yourself to get better, the number one thing that you need is your ability to be persistent. And if you're going to teach your children anything, teach them how to keep going when everything else seems to work against them. Everything else seems to work against them. You need people to be that. You need to have that kind of thinking. You need that. So you can take it for first year, second year, especially those of us in Africa, those of us in Ghana. You know, everybody will tell you, why are you worrying yourself? Why don't you go to another country? Why don't you go and look for a job? You know, I can connect you somewhere. You're worrying yourself too much. Are you the only intelligent person? We have all tried. It didn't work. What makes you think that it will work? People can be that much intelligent on you, and you have not even asked for that help. So acquire the right knowledge. Look for always the right knowledge, because knowledge is the leverage that you have. The knowledge that you have, the quality of the knowledge that you have is going to make you successful. So if you're applying the wrong knowledge, then you are going to go through the class until you get the right kind of knowledge. And you have to tell yourself that I'm going to focus and to make sure that this thing works. And I'm going to build the right network. I want to have the right frame of thinking, the right mindset. And I'm not looking for magic. I'm not looking for some supernatural power to change everything in a day. And you need a good dose of positivity and optimism. Creative ideas come out of your positive. When you're positive, you start to see solution. A lot of negative people never see solutions. They see only the problems. So if you want to identify problems, a lot of the times get the ones who don't have any hope. They will tell you all the things, why the world is coming to an end. No. No. Some people will tell us, oh, the world is coming to an end because Ukraine and Russia are fighting. The next time it will be a third world war, something. You see, European war. It's not world war. It's Europeans. It's not the world fighting. It's Europeans fighting. The same thing. They came to Africa for years. They destroyed a lot of things. The world did not come to an end. But it only matters when it is about Europeans. When they were killing all the other people, they didn't matter. That is how they have made us to see the world. And people who just pick it, especially Africans, pick it and say that the world is coming to an end. If the world is coming to an end, what can we do? You didn't create the world, and they didn't need your input when the creator was creating the world. So why worry? Why panic? Why are you afraid? That fear will kill you before even the right thing comes. So you need to have faith. You need to have confidence. You need to be very much optimistic and hopeful, and keep fighting if you're at the bottom, even when nothing seems to work. Sometimes maybe you may not even have anything to eat. Nothing is in your pocket. You still have to see yourself as a champion. There's a way champions see themselves. They don't define themselves by the situations around them. No. They define themselves by who they are, who they believe they are. And that's how you have to, define yourself. You never define yourself by the problems and the challenges around you. Define yourself by who you believe you are and what you're working towards. You are not what you drive, where you live. And so whether the car is there or it's not there, that's not really you. Because we have had people with a lot of money who have still killed themselves. So if the success is what you identify with, then why would somebody kill themselves even though they have a lot of wealth? Because of how they saw themselves innerly. It matters who you see yourself as you, not what people are telling you are, but who you believe you are. And it matters you see yourself as somebody who's a conqueror, somebody who's a champion, somebody who can kill problems in situations. It matters you see yourself like that. Don't see yourself diminished, because then you cannot be persistent. Don't see yourself as somebody, what else can I do? You come from a very poor background. You come from a village. Nobody has become. No, don't tell yourself those things. See yourself as great. Because that way, you believe that you can overcome that problem. That way, you believe that you can overcome it. You can fight. You can keep going. And this is not something that we are making up. This is required for business, because you will meet challenges. Trust me. You meet challenges. If you have not met them already, you are going to meet them. So enjoy all the nice things that you have today. The business will go through challenges, one way or the other. Somebody will disappoint you. Somebody will run away with your money. Somebody, you get into some kind of troubles. The products may decide not to work again. The order may fail or may delay. The contract may be cancelled. All kind of things can come up. The partnership can break. These are all part of life, These are all part of life. So have that kind of thinking to say that it's life. You live on this earth. These are things that you have got to master. I don't know if you can master them, because they come in different shapes and forms, but at least know about these things. so that you are not taken, by surprise. You're not taken by surprise, and then you don't panic. You don't panic. So my name is Obin Dako. Today I'm talking about persistence, stamina, staying power. I'm saying that if you're going to achieve anything with your life, you need to have these things in right setting, in right perspective. Anything that you set to do with your life, you're going to meet problems, challenges, difficulties, people problems, money problem, all kind of problems you meet, government problems, all kind of things you meet. But you have to look at the end game, the results that you want, the vision you have in mind, and see all the other things that come between you and the vision as some things that you have to solve. It's as simple as that. It's like you have a business, and then some key people decide to leave at the same time. It doesn't change anything. Build the business such that if anybody leaves, the next person can come, and the business will keep on. Build the business, run a system, build your own system that works, which is independent of any individuals. Then you have a business, such that even when you are not present, somebody else can take your position and the business will work. So that nobody can just take you for granted. Because the moment somebody sees that, if I'm not there, nothing works, then you have to beg them to be around all the time. And when they are fooling, you can't see anything. But nobody should fool, not even yourself. So you can say that, no, go. If you're going to behave this way, go. Or then you reposition them somewhere, and the business will still continue to work. You have to have that. Don't just say that, if this person leaves, then I'm doomed. You're not doomed. Sit down and re-strategize, replan. Everybody can replan, can resurrect, can get back up again. So don't worry too much, but you need this quality. Persist. Fight. That is life. Fight back. Have a plan. Have a structure in place. You need stamina. If anything that you need to teach the young ones, tell them, set your dream, but you have to persist. You have to fight forward. You have to have the ability to stay when everybody is telling you, give up. Give up on yourself. Give up on your dream. Give up. They say, leave it, go and stay in another country somewhere, because everybody has something to advise all the time. And most people would think that, why are you wasting your time? But great achievers have always gone through this. Hi, Charity. How are you? ADBP, how are you? Kwamina, how are you? So this is one thing, because sometimes you talk to a lot of people who have started business and they are going through challenges. You need to motivate yourself. You have to have I don't know, maybe it's a generator within you that you spark, that motivates you and makes you give up, makes you not give up. Makes you, because sometimes if you don't take care, you you will be so weak because of the things that are right. But you don't need to be so weak. You don't need to feel disadvantaged. Not at all. Not at all. Yes, I'm also well, Charity. I'm also well. So this is a philosophy that we work with. It's a philosophy that we work with. A lot of things that we have endured. If I have to tell you, much of it came from our ignorance, actually. Much of it came from our quest to lift ourselves from a stage that we were not happy with, And nothing gets you into trouble more than your ignorance. Nothing gets you into trouble more than your innocence. People will take advantage of you when they see that you're innocent. You're not witty. You're not clever. You don't see. Then you get into troubles, and that becomes a learning process for you. So persist. Tell yourself, I'm going to study. I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better knowledge all the time. That's something that I do. All of us are becoming, life is a school. And that's something. What separates you from your friends? It's not that your friend was first in the class and you were last. No. It's after school, you decided to continue to learn, to upgrade yourself, to acquire knowledge all the time. And that's why you're better. Those who put the book down and never went to study for life, they struggle a lot in life. But those who said that, listen, this I'm ready for life. I can bet you the guy who was last in the class, who told himself that I'm going to learn for life, I'm going to read, I'm going to study, I'm going to pursue my dreams, and I'm not going to give up, will achieve more than the guy who was first in the class who stopped learning, who stopped trying, who gave up on himself just because he became a doctor or engineer. And look back, you see that most people that we so much admire never gave up to say that I quit myself. They continue to push forward. So you have to have a regiment to acquire knowledge all the time, especially knowledge about what you do, knowledge about life, knowledge about your finances, knowledge about people, about technology. Those things you continue. You persist in those. You don't give up. Sometimes you can be tired. Sometimes I remember the books that I have to read, the last 1 week I've not read them. I'm reading articles. So I have not gone to Kindle to continue where I left. But I have to persist. So I have to go back and open them and read them, even if when you are not so much in the mood. That's how it is. You keep pushing and you need to work hard. And you need to not give up on yourself, and you have to stay with your core values. You have to stay to say that I am somebody who stays with what is honorable, what is truthful, what is honest. You need that. Don't cut corners because you are in difficulties. They will come back and eat you. If somebody trusts you with money, the least you can do is to pay them back. Don't think that because you are in difficulties, you want to screw them. No. You don't screw another person for your gain. Life does not work like that. It will come back and it will keep you in a certain. Some people think that they are so intelligent. They have money to pay the people they owe, they will not pay you. They will not pay. They will act as if they are forgotten. And a lot of people behave like that. They are forgotten the people who help them, people who give them money. They are forgetting them. And they think that they are going to build wealth. Okay. It doesn't work like that. Just go back and say that this is it. This is the plan I have. And I need to settle this. That's how you live life. And it means that you have your values sorted out. Your values, your ethics, they are key to you being persistent. If you don't have that one sorted out, don't try to be persistent. Because it means that the impurity is so high, the fire will burn everything. The reason they refine gold is because they are taking the chaffs out of the gold so that you get the pure ones. So once you are not trustworthy with money and you want to take everything for yourself, you act as if never trust people who act to forget those who help them. Don't trust anybody who forget the people who help them in their difficult moment. Never trust anybody like that. Never. If you trust anybody like that, they will disappoint you again. So this persistence, this stamina that you're building so that you have your values intact. Work on them. Even if you fail, go back. There's nothing wrong failing, but there's everything wrong trying to defend the failure. Don't defend it. Just go back. So the persistence is needed because you're going to go through all kind of challenges. And I'm saying that it works eventually if you don't give up. Yes, Ampon, good evening. Good evening. It works eventually. Those who succeed are those who kept going. It works eventually. The last week we were in studio with a gentleman, somebody who takes coconut, kube, nechino, the waste from coconut, and he turns them into charcoal. He's a young guy. They were saying that he was looking for somebody from Peace FM, and he went there several times. And nobody was trying to attend to him. Then eventually, he was able to get somebody. And then they connected him to my friend Odiahinkan. And he did a program with him. And the next day, somebody from the government heard his story, And now he's been chosen as one of the key guys that the government wants to support under a program that the government is running for young graduates. Now, the game changer was that he was so persistent. He didn't give up. He went there several times and nobody was listening to him, but he kept going. He was not saying that in Ghana, nobody listens to you because I've come from a village, I don't know anybody. No, those things will stop you. If you have a dream, if you have to go 10,000 times and you have the energy, go. Because it can be, it's not right. It's not natural that you keep at it and it will network, I think network MTN. So the guy went there several times. Several times. I think that was the game changer. He knew that if he could get link and be hosted by somebody at PCFM, somebody else will hear the story. And that worked for him. You know? And now he's doing his business in his hometown, and top officials in the government have heard of it. But he's been working, he's been persistent, he's had stamina, he's staying power when nobody could listen to him, when nobody will look at him, when nobody will pay attention to him. That's how the world is. Nobody has to pay attention to you until you succeed. But I think the Africans should do better because we have a different problems that we have to solve. So we must give attention to our people, even when they are not successful. But unfortunately, that's not how it is. And so you should not complain that nobody else is giving attention to you. Nobody, or government is not supporting you. Persist. Go after that dream. If you have any desire to build anything, don't wait for help. Don't wait for somebody. Don't wait for anybody. Continue to work from where you are with what you have, and keep pushing. We call something traction. That's how you create traction. You create momentum. Once you create that, nothing can stop you. And nobody becomes successful until they create traction, momentum that keeps the process running. So you've got to be persistent. And now the gentleman, yes. So you don't look for excuses. You want excuses, you have 1,001 of them. Everybody. And don't look for shortcuts. You're always looking for somebody to connect you so that you don't follow the queue, things like that. It's natural, but you'll be disappointed easily. If that is the way you think, if that is your disposition, you will be disappointed often. And the people who have given up on themselves and who have given up on our country, that's their disposition. They're always looking for somebody to just connect them somewhere. So when nobody is connecting them, it means that there's nobody helping them, and therefore nobody is good here, nobody is good, nobody can connect them, and now they don't. No, you need persistence. You need persistence. And wherever you are, you can do something. Wherever you are, there is always something in anybody's hands, in all of us, our hands, that you can do. And you can be successful in your own right. What you have to be successful in, it will be different from what I have to be successful in. And then you have to be happy with that which you're successful in. And others' stories should inspire you. They should not make you inferior. The success stories of others should make you want to do more. But those stories should not make you feel like you're nothing. If those stories make you feel like you're nothing, you are eaten by jealousy. And that is not good. You should be inspired. Look at other stories and say, nah, if he's done 20 and I've done one, I can become that as well. But in the meantime, I'm I'm so happy with the one that I've done. Because that spirit is what makes you continue to go. When you're so much competitive and so much, you want everything for yourself and you're in competition with everybody, you give up. You will give up. Why? Because there's always somebody who have bigger numbers than you. So today I just thought through that having been here for a while, and so I wanted to share with you and to encourage all of us. I'm encouraging myself as well, and to enjoy life and be happy. There's always something that around you that you have to be happy with. There's always there's always something that you have to be happy and be grateful for all the time, and to keep going. And this is the philosophy that we use. I personally use. So you keep. You cannot give up on yourself like that. And it takes time. That's something that you must understand. It takes time for a lot of things to work. It takes time. And if nobody listens to you, you listen to yourself. If nothing inspires you, inspire yourself. And so my name is Obin Dako. I've taken some few time to share with you. You need this. You need this. It's something that separates everybody. Persistence. Stay with it. Being consistent. Having stamina. Having energy. Not giving up. Not saying that I tried once, it didn't work, so I can't do it again. It's so painful. If you have to try 10,000, if you stop, what are you going to do? Let's say you're looking for a job and you have sent the application everywhere, nobody is listening to you. Okay, so now you have stopped. What are you going to do? So long as you don't have any other option, then what do you stop? Unless you want to die. And you don't want to die. So what do you stop? I mean, he who is down fears no fall. Because you can't fall beyond, you're at the bottom. So what else? You just have to keep going. And that's the beauty of life, that if you keep going, it's 100%. It works. If you want anything, if you want prophecy, you can take this one. That if you keep going, the story will not be the same. It will by all means be different from you stopping. If you want prophecy, I can get you that one. That if you keep at it, you become better. Why does it change? Because you are in it and you are trying it every day. Your skill become better. Your thinking becomes better. Your skills will become better. Your thinking will become better. You start to create different networks. You start to become. Hey, Joseph. Yes, we are talking about stamina. We are talking about staying power, the ability to stay when others are giving up. And we are saying that nothing should stop you from giving up on your dream. If you start business, if you start, real estate company, you start processing company, whatever business that you start, there will be difficulties, there will be troubles, there will be challenges. And we are saying that all great minds, all great achievers have had to be persistent. And that's what they achieve. Be persistent in your acquisition of knowledge, be persistent in the work that you do, be persistent. People will leave you, people will lie, people will cheat. It's part of the game. Things will disappoint. People will disappoint you, structures will disappoint you, government will frustrate you. It's part of the game. That's what I'm saying. Everywhere in this world, somebody is always trying to you send money to China to bring the product, the guy took the money, he didn't send the product. That's part of it. And he only took your money because you decided to start that business. You could have kept the money and nothing would happen. You only disappointed in something that you set to do. If you didn't set that dream, you will not be disappointed. So you're saying that once you set that dream, then expect some kind of disappointment. Don't tell me that it's not my portion. It's not your portion. You think it's part of my portion? No, it's part of life. So great achievers have that strength to be buoyant, to be tough, especially inner toughness. You so much expected positive answer, and at the last minute, they told you no. That will hurt you, and it's normal. But that should not stop you from going after that dream. If it's in your heart, don't give up on that dream. And so that which separates you from others will be your ability to be persistent in spite of all the opposing forces, in spite of all the challenges, in spite of everybody telling you why you're trying to worry yourself too much. Don't worry. Okay. You think everybody will encourage you to become successful? I've not seen that one. Most people will encourage you to be comfortable where you are, to stay where you are. You want to get to the next level, it will take different kind of thinking, different way of looking at life. So we are saying that be persistent with your knowledge acquisition, be persistent with your work ethics, work extra. You go to work, somebody is not happy with you, and because of that, you stop the work. You're not serious. You are not serious at all. It will be very difficult for you to become hugely successful. Just because somebody disagrees with you or somebody even insults you, you stop the work. Do you have option? And a lot of our people, they will stop once you disagree with them or you talk to them, you correct them. A lot of our people, especially workers, they are doing wrong things. They are not following the rules. But when you confront them, they become offended. They're super sensitive. That's why they'll be average. But you have to confront them. And it's better you confront them and tell them, this one, if you follow this path, there are people who have worked with us who have stopped the work, and I know that this one, if you don't change, your life will be very difficult. Why? Because you're lazy, you're dishonest, you don't want to learn, you're ungrateful. These characteristics will never make you great. And they tell you that it's God who makes people rich. So, okay, but the same God told you, be honest, be diligent, be hardworking. That one, they didn't teach you. So once there are things that you express, that will mean that you are not going to be successful. They can't depend on you in the workplace. You are there and you're doing your own things. But when the salary is there, you are the first one to look for salary. You're not serious. So yes, Joseph, yes, some money. You're right, boss. I sent money to a Chinese company and I have not received my goods up to date. You see? So should that make you give up? No. You persist. He may not send it. He may even just change his number. It's part of life. You want to pursue something, you meet challenges. This is reality. Somebody will say that, no, maybe if you prayed about it, it wouldn't have happened. Maybe if you were diligent, yes. Yeah, you were not diligent, you didn't pray about it, it happened. So what does that mean? Do you stop? No. You only sent that money because you had a vision to start something. And that's why the Chinese man came to your mind. If you had vision to go and party with the money, then that money wouldn't have gone to the Chinese man. So once you set a vision, problems by all means will come up. And those problems should not stop you from achieving your goals. You just have to find a way to get at it. Anybody you see do anything that you so much admire, they have overcome a lot of challenges. And they still. And that is something that you all have to develop. You see great business minds, you hear Dangote, the things that he has endured. A lot of us will not there to endure, but a lot of us will look to say, I want to be like him. No, you have to look at, can you take those challenges, those difficulties? Because the moment you can take those challenges, those difficulties, then by all means, you also reach your level of success. By all means, that one, there is no disappointment. If you can keep going. And that's why people who become business people, a lot of the times have a lot of complicated, a lot of complex issues in their backgrounds. Why? Because they overcame a lot of things. So they are used to fighting. And those who are very much, collected and disciplined and calm and followed the lines, a lot of the times have very, normal, cool life. They don't want trouble. But you will never meet any rich person who doesn't want trouble. You will never meet anybody who has great success in business who does not want confrontation. Never. Because that's life. You fight. If you don't fight, you won't win. You are going to overcome a lot of things. So I told a story, Mr. Money, about my friend who started business, went through a lot of troubles. I went through some of them with him. And at a point that he had even forgotten about everything, he had a call of a business deal. And he went there, he negotiated on his own terms. He signed a contract without even looking at his company. Because the very things that he went through all those years, were the very challenges that the people were facing. And it's a huge project. And without those things being sorted out, they could not go on with the project. So the people did not even mind how much they would give him at this point, because he was key to solving much of the problems that they were dealing with. But when my friend was going through those troubles, he never thought that the time will come that somebody will need those things. It's part of it. So that's the beauty, that the problems, if you don't let the problems stop you, then there's no way you're going to fail. That's it. Life is about problem solving. Your ability to solve problems and be persistent and to keep going is equal to the success that you will reach. Somebody will say that favor or something. So that's why some people are declaring. You go to Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, they're always looking for favor. They're not raising their skill level in terms of work, in terms of solving problems, in terms of discipline, in terms of dependability. No, they're just looking for somebody to pray for them and then everything will change. That's deception. That's not natural. That's not true. So when you follow those things, you'll be poor or you'll be average. You want success, the diligent shall prosper. That is basic facts of life. So the moment you think like that, then you will prosper. But if you're looking for somebody to give you magic, you will struggle in this life. And wherever you are, if you need this, if you use these things, you will succeed. So persistence is key to success. It's as simple as that. You cannot say that I've tried once and it didn't work, and so I'm not going to do it again. Yeah. 2-8. Fight back. Don't just give up anything that is so dear to you. Anything that works for you well, anything that is not destructive, don't just give up on them just because you made difficulties. No, you will not. And one of the things that you have to know is that at most critical moments, the people you depend on will disappoint you. And that's why you have to regather and get into the game again. So it's not witchcraft if you're meeting troubles. It's not anybody who has sent you any medicine. You need a high level of optimism, high level of positivity. You need a high level of creative thinking. You need to be confident in your abilities to solve problems. And you need to have your values intact. To say that these problems are not going to change me to become a liar, to become a criminal, and to give up on people just because somebody has disappointed me. No. Now you are wiser, so you can identify good people a little better. So those are the things that you need if you're going to win with your dream, with anything. So sometimes we hear something, we say, I want to get into it. But once you get into it, now you have started a whole different journey. You've got to resolve to be persistent, consistent, and push yourself. This is required. And don't cry. When you push and it's not going, don't cry. You see the blacksmith, if they want to do something, they put through the fire, they put it through fire, metal, something, and they want to reshape it, and they use the hammer, they hit it, then they put it back in the fire again until they get the form that they're looking for, or until they get the break. That's it's part of the process. It's the same with life. You hit back, you think that it's shaking. It's no more as strong as before you hit it. So the same. Before you see it, you push it and it goes. A lot of people want automatic doors. They just get there and the shadow will break it. Maybe you are lucky. Maybe you have that one, but I didn't have that. You need to be tough. You need to be tough. You need to be persistent. You need not to cry. Don't weep. Fight back. Don't let anybody break you. Don't let any situation make you so weak that you can't get up. Never. Never. Drink water. Pray. Get up. Play some music. Go and fight back. Because that's life. And never lose your happiness because of these things. If in the middle of so many difficulties, never lose your happiness. You still have to enjoy life. Even if you have to, maybe you had a whole big house and something happened, and now you have to rent single room. That should not change anything. You don't beat yourself down. You say, out of this, I can build again. I remember there was a time that there was an incident, and it was so tough. I told myself, It's the same business that got us these things. So if the same business has taken them out, why should I cry? It means that the same business can bring it back, So it really does not matter so much. No, you need to fight. You need to fight. So at the bottom, don't weep, don't cry. Don't give up on yourself, never. And don't give up on Africa. There are a lot of Africans who have given up on Africa. Say that nothing works there. The people are corrupt. The people, you can't depend on them. Listen, the words that they describe Africa with, they have nothing to do with the character of the Africans. They were schemes that the colonizers developed. When they came to Africa, they said that the people are not polished, they are uncouth, they are corrupt, they are dishonest. Those words they use. And so they had to push us into those definitions. And now a lot of our people have accepted that, And then when it came to them, they said that they were intelligent, they were truthful. So if you see, talk to any African, you see those words. And talk to white people too, they use the same words on themselves. But when it comes to Africans, they use the same. It was a system, it was a design that they use. It has nothing to do with how we behave. They have nothing to do with us. But most people have bought that. So somebody ordinary here said that the white one is very honest. So do you see the security systems? If they were that honest, they would not have those security systems. If they were that truthful, no. But they use those words on us, and we have accepted them. They have set them over centuries, and so it's now in our head. So we meet the African, we use negative words on ourselves all the time. And then when we meet others, we want to use good words for them because they programmed us that way, and we have accepted that. So our African leaders, they're very corrupt. How much do they steal? You think that Putin is clean, but the Kufuor is corrupt. You think Joe Biden is very clean. There's no politician anywhere who's an angel. No politician. A lot of politicians, they didn't have anything before they entered politics. After they are out of office, they have millions. Where did they get the money from? You think it's only Africans? So those are the words that they have used on you. So once they program you to be negative, now you are not patient with your own country. You're not patient with your own people. You're not positive with your own people. And anything that you're not patient with, anything that you're not positive with, you cannot change. You can't develop anything that you're not patient with. You can't develop anything that you don't have any belief in, no faith in your own country, no faith in your own people. You have given up on your... And the thing is that if you give up on your own country, you gave up on yourself long ago. You can't have confidence in yourself and not believe in your own country. It's never true. It's only when you have confidence and you're positive and optimistic of yourself that you can extend it to others. So those narratives that they developed and they use them to describe us, we have bought them. It's just like a lot of things that they left here. We are holding on to them. And the most important things, we are not looking up to them. The most important things that will develop our continent, a lot of our people don't even pay attention to. So we are just promoting entertainment, sports, comedy, social media. That's what we promote. Wealth, business, industry, creation. It's like somebody else should come and do them for us. It's a program. But we can't give up on our people. So we've got to be persistent. We have to say that this is our continent. The duty is on you. The duty is on me to make sure that we build it. And the wealth is not for the foreigner. The wealth is for us. We need that. And even if it's 1% positivity that we have to hold on to, that is good enough to change everything. So if somebody disappointed you in your own country, in your own family, it does not mean give up on them. That's a lie. So what will change in the family then? Now you don't even call your parents again. You don't even call your brothers. You don't even call your mother because somebody else chopped your money. How much did they chop? How much? How much? You can't give up on people because you've been disappointed or lied to. No, you can only do it differently. But don't look, don't shut the door. Said, I'm not going to Ghana again. Nobody is trustworthy. Are you sure? Are you very sure? It's a program. So you need to be out of that programming to see the worth that we have. Yes, Congo praise. Yes, nationalism. We need that. Everybody is nationalistic. It comes to the Africa, they want us to be democratic. They are nationalistic. They talk good about their country all the time. They never promote. When it comes to them discussing their country with other countries, they talk all the good things about their country. Oh, England is good. America is good. It's obvious. These countries are just for their own people, not for anybody else. Look at the job. Look at where the Africans work. Look at where the white people work. Look at places of power and money. And yet they tell you that they are very fair. There's equity in their system. There's no equity anywhere. You're lying. Look at the figures. Look at those who control wealth. You see that there's no equity anywhere. But for us, they just give us one example and we give up on ourselves. Never. Be persistent. Anything that you set up your mind to do, be persistent. Have faith. Have hope. Have patience. Have stamina. Stay in power. If there was no any negativity, we will not tell you this. Tomorrow we have a program. So be that. Tell yourself that. Sometimes you talk to Africans and say that I will never go to. You will never go where. Do you know what the things that are happening? You just been programmed to look otherwise, and that's why you struggle. Because there's no way you can do away with it. That's why you're always looking for news on Ghana. You're looking for news on Nigeria. You're looking for news on Kenya. You're looking for news on South Africa. You're looking for that. So stop using those negative words on your own country, because those are not the reality. You were told, you were programmed. Those words were put on your mind or in your mind, and you believe them. So that's why the things that come up, they are corrupt. Ekufado, he's corrupt. JJ Ronings was corrupt. John Mama is corrupt. Bad leadership everywhere. There's nothing in Africa. It was, I like the way you laugh when you're talking. Enjoying the discussion. Thank you so much. No, we need to be that. We need to reprogram the way we think of ourselves and the way we think of processes that are required for us to build anything. So when you meet challenges, in as much as it's painful, they don't have to be there. It's some things that we just have to solve them. Some people are in positions that they don't have to be. We agree to all those. And we must as well talk about them and change them. But we can't give up on ourselves. Tell me, where in Africa, where in the world is the African accepted? Tell me, apart from Africa, where in the world do they accept us? So how can you give up on the only place that you are accepted somehow? You can't. Where in the world is a black man accepted? Tell us. Even now, just in a war that everybody was being evacuated, the Africans were being prevented from going. That's how evil it is. And during Corona, it was the same. During Corona, it was the same. So we are the ones to say that if nowhere accepts us, not our continent, we must change that. And we should not continue to use negative words and all those things. Because in reality, those are not the things. They put those words in our mouth. They put them in our mind. Africa is corrupt. It's unpolished. Go to a lot of the top institutions, especially financial institutions around the world. They have the way they regard the Africans. It's definition. Their forefathers told them that don't trust them. If anybody works in any of those top institutions, look at how the top managers, the white top managers, they see the Africans. When they are discussing delicate things, they hide it from the Africans. They told them that these people are corrupt, they are not trustworthy. And that is just an agenda. It's not true. They designed that for their prominence, for their wealth, for their evil deeds. Okay? But we have now accepted them. We have bought those words and we are using them on ourselves. They are not trustworthy. They are not this. They are not that. Those are not true. The one who is selling cocaine at the joint and the one who's having the ship to bring the cocaine, who is more evil? Their evil is systemic, is structured. How is this at a personal level? It's not systemic. So we need to think and think twice. Nowhere. Tell me, where in the world do they accept us? Nowhere. So if nowhere accepts you, then the only place that you can make to accept you, you give up on them. So you have nowhere. You have nowhere. And that is the truth. Nowhere. Nowhere. Go to anywhere. Go to America, go to England, everywhere. They have told them, they have conditioned them not to accept us. It will take time. Not the system, not the institutions. We are the ones trying to lie to ourselves. Somebody say, I was here, somebody help me. Individuals, yes. But the structure itself to create wealth and power, the Africans are not part. Forget it. Once in a while you get one person or something. But the system is not designed to push our people forward. Can't we see that? So we have to be persistent in our country to say that we have to make changes. We have to. And sometimes our people are not even aware of this. And they are also victims of the same thing. So they put a lot of hindrances, a lot of things in front of you so that you don't do it. But those things can be overcome if you have stamina, if you are persistent. You want to build a factory here, they frustrate you, fight back. Don't just give up. Fight back. The workers lie to you, cheat you, run away with your money. Fight back. Because after a while, it breaks. And you have so many stories to tell, but a lot of them will be painful stories, but it breaks. So we are saying that it takes a lot of persistence for you to become successful in anything, particularly in Africa. And of course, it takes a lot of effort to succeed in anywhere. Most of the systems in the world is designed to protect only the top 1%. Those in the middle don't have much. Don't never forget that. Those in the middle have titles. Doctor, lawyer, engineer, accountant, their title. They live in a nice house, but they have not paid for it. Drive nice car, but they don't have it. If they fire them from the job, they have nothing. They will be on the street the next day. In the so-called good economies, those so-called great wealthy countries is only wealthy for the top. The rest have to work to keep the system running. Understand that. When Jamaicans and blacks were selling weed, they put them in jail. But now they have taken over and making it a lot of money. You see, it's the system. They said that it was evil. Now they legalize it. They are making money out of it. Now they are. So somebody will tell us that the Africans are no good. The Jamaicans are no good. That's a lie. It's only the system. The system is designed to suppress our people, and it's never changed. Never think that slavery and colonization have stopped. They have different names. They have not stopped. They may have changed the methodologies and maybe some allowance somewhere. But the system that was in charge, the system that created these things, still run. Never forget that. Never forget. And we can only change that when we fight it back, when we are persistent and we fight it. Don't tell people that it's not like that. If you are not aware, then you can't solve it. Or do you think that the whole generation of Africans are thinking that I cannot make it in my own country? I have to travel. I have to get government work. The other day I was interviewing some small girls. And some of them said, I want to join the fire service. I want to go to school to join. I want to become a midwife, the government place. I want to become a military officer, police officer. In their mind, the only place that they can work is with the government. The other ones were saying that I have to travel. This is the kind of information that they have. Why? Because of the kind of education they were giving, the examples that they see. So if they can't get government work and they can't get visa, they think they are useless. Now, it is your duty, it is my duty to tell them that no, the world is far bigger than that. Some of them was asking me, so is there any poverty in other countries, especially in the West? I said, you don't know some of them. You think that they have money. Okay. But because they are not aware, you see, your decisions come from your exposure, your awareness, your expertise. So if you don't know much, then there's trouble. And a lot of the things that they look, the icons that they look at, a lot of them, what they do show that, the things that they do, they show that they don't know much. Because you have a whole generation that we have to wake. We have to wake up, a whole generation that we have to teach, a whole generation that we have to help and give direction. And we are there promoting music and dance and comedy. It means that the people are not exposed. So somebody else will be stealing their gold, their diamond, and they still be dancing. And so they buy car, they want to show it on social media. They buy something, they get some job. They want to do all kind of things. Why? Because the critical things, if you're not exposed, if you're not reading, if you're not searching, and it's painful for you to read, it's painful for you to search, and it's even more painful when you have the knowledge. It's heavy to carry something that you understand and you see a whole population deviating from it. It's a burden to carry, so it's a burden to carry. And that's why Auntie Tilly said, when we do something small, they put us in jail, because the whole justice system is designed to suppress our people, is to put them in jail. How many African American men are in jail? You think slavery is going what is it? Slavery and all those things are over? Who told you? Go to the jail. You see it. It's not over. The system that kept them there is still there. Now it's in a different shape and form. And so the only place that we can make better for our people is our own country. And we have to sit and fight and stop calling ourselves all the bad ways that they use on us. So they control us using propaganda. Yes, it's propaganda. And they know it. It's propaganda. Look at the war. Now they think that human beings are dying. Now they think that because people are dying in Ukraine, then they are human beings. All the other ones that they killed, they were not human beings. Think twice. Think twice. Read, search, be persistent in your self-development, because that thing will bring you peace. And the knowledge you carry, and the wisdom you carry, and the awareness that you carry, nothing will bring you peace. So we have got to be. Yes, it's the new slavery, the prison system. Yeah, it's a new slavery. It never changed. They just told us that Africa has independence. Who told you? We're still part of the Commonwealth. British embassies are here. World Bank is here. IMF is here. It's the part of UN. If they so desire that Africa will prosper, how much does Ghana need to develop? It's not technology and money and market. If you give Ghana $500 billion and you give them technology, can they industrialize? If they so really want Africa to industrialize, it will not take 10 years. The only reason Africa is where it is not because your leaders are corrupt. It's because some people do not want you to prosper, to develop. That's it. Don't tell us. The technology, did they develop themselves? No. It's not everybody who developed the technology. But now they use the institution. So we have to understand things and not buy into the definitions that they have given us and all the negativity they have pushed on us. And we accept them and we continue to beat ourselves down. We continue to express hopelessness, and we are waiting for God to come and save us. Somebody is carrying a gun, don't pray. Go and pick your gun. If somebody wants to kill you, don't pray. That's what they tell us. Somebody is taking your gold. They say that God will do it. God is not coming to develop your country for you. It's your work. It's our work. God did not stop slavery. We fought it. God did not stop colonization. Stop it. So we have to get up and say that it's our country, and it's going to take a lot of work. So my name is Obin Dalko. Today I'm talking about persistence, stamina. I'm saying that it's at a personal level. If you want to build company, it's the same. If you want to build family, it's the same. Nothing comes nothing just comes as easy as we were told. It's not. You need to fight to build things. If you want to build your country, it's the same. You fight. There is no better place to win a war more than the minds of the people. The greatest weapon is not the ones that they're using in Ukraine. It's the minds that we have. You can only liberate the people when you liberate their mind. To know who they are, then they can fight. So if the people are not liberated in the mind, they cannot be free. And that's why we share. And you can only liberate people's mind by knowledge, by exposure, by understanding, by wisdom, the things that they hear. The other day, a young man sent me a message. He said that I watch your videos and I started to believe in myself as an African again. Just knowledge. Just heard one sentence and he started to connect them, because in all of us is the spirit that can make us wise, or in all of us is wisdom. We just have somebody to trigger them, then we start to connect them. In all of us, there's something that is designed to make us great. The thing that is preventing us is the ignorance. You put something on it, so that then prevents us from seeing the worth that we have. So the moment somebody clears that worth, it's like having a gold bar, and you put some dirt on it. Once you wipe off the dirt, you see the treasure you have. It's the same in every human being. Is treasure. The thing that is preventing them from seeing the treasure is the ignorance, is the darkness, is the lack of awareness, lack of knowledge. A lot of African youth don't know this. So they sit on wealth. They don't see the value of Ghana. They don't see the value of Nigeria. They don't see the value of Kenya. Why? Because the battle is lost in the mind. And a lot of their minds have been captured. Captured through school, captured through religion, captured through movies, captured through the books that they read. And it's not only the young people, even the adults. So that's where the battle is won or lost, is in the mind. No people can be captured if they have strong minds. No people. So we need to bring enlightenment to many of our people. Nothing is more needed this generation than the enlightenment, for them to see the worth that they sit on. The young man from Achim that I talk about, who came to the studio, he believed that he could just turn the coconut into charcoal. Now he has a business. Government is sponsoring him. He's employing people. The battle is won in the mind. The battle is won in the mind. There is no greater weapon that the enemy will use more than deception and propaganda. Your mind is more powerful than the computer itself. That's it. So once you can liberate the minds of a people, you have liberated them forever. So the Africans is the minds. The Africans is the mind. Is the mind. They control the information. The mainstream media takes a lot to be woke. Yes, it's true. So a lot of things were hidden from us. So you grow up 20 years, 30 years, and you hate yourself as African. And that, I can tell you, most Africans hate themselves as Africans, especially when they compare themselves with white people. And you hear the things that come out of their mouth. The first thing that you see any African get angry is when they travel to another Western country. Then they start to look down upon themselves and they start to attack their leaders. Because it's propaganda. The information has been hidden from them. They can't break it down. They can see all the structures that are running the things to make sure that we don't lift ourselves up. The battle is won in the mind. So you need a lot of persistence. That's what I'm saying. You need to fight. It will take you a while for you to get to understand a lot of these things, and it takes continuous learning, continuous effort, continuously, looking for knowledge, learning, and you are becoming better every day because of the strength of the information that comes to you. You're strong because of the information that comes to you. You're strong because of the disposition that you have, the mind that you have developed, the mindset that you have. Your finances are strong because you have strong financial information. If your marriage is strong, it's because you have strong information on marriage. If the business is strong, it's because you have strong information on business. If your health is okay, if your health is strong, it's because the information you have on health is different. If the country is built well, it's because the leaders have strong information. If things are weak, because we have weak information. So the battle is won in the mind. The battle is won in the mind. So we are not disadvantaged at all. So we need to break a lot of things down, and we need to know that we have got to fight forward and keep pushing. That's all. And so let no situation make you feel sad. And no matter your age, you can lift yourself and do something. And the stronger you are of the knowledge you have, the stronger you are innerly. So if you feel weak, check the knowledge again. Check the knowledge again. And you should never, as an African, no matter where you live, you start to rethink about what they have fed you on Africa. That makes you hate your own people. That makes you not trust your own people, that makes you lose confidence in your own people. And you want to leave, you want to go and see. There's nothing wrong if you want to travel and go and look at other countries, no problem. But there's something wrong for you to believe that you cannot be successful here unless you travel. That's a lie. It means you don't have enough information. I was telling my friend who called me the other time that he wants to travel. I told him, "Yeah, you are in your 40s. This is not the time. The money that you have, what you need is right information to grow that money. If you give that money to get visa and travel, you have your children here, you have your wife here. If you go without papers, that's another whole game. You go and stay there for 20 years and you have nothing. But if you have the right information, you can build a family and be proud of. You can then travel and go and look at something and come back. But to go and look for money, that's a lie. That is a lie." I told him. He said, "Yeah, I will come." And we sit down. And I don't blame him, because that is the virus that has infected all of us. We grew up thinking that we can only succeed when we travel. That's deception. You can only succeed when you have the right information to succeed. If it's money, you need the right information. If it's business, you need the right information. If anything that you want to build, you need the right information, and you need persistence. And you cannot be persistent if you don't have the right information. You cannot be persistent if your information is just about God will do it and superstition, everything that happens, you pray away. No, those things will make you weak. You need to understand the processes, the stages that things go through, and the skill set that you need to build anything, the tools, the materials that you need, the character that you need to build anything. So there's a work that we all have to be engaged. But be proud of yourself as African. You have to be proud of yourself. Check your words that you use. Tomorrow, Monday, check the words that you use as an African. Check the words that you use. If you're using all the negatives about yourself and about your people, you're running the narratives that they told you. Love your channel, USA. Thank you. Thank you very much. All things natural. Thank you. Use the words. Look at the words that you're using to describe your people and yourself. If they are negative, if they weigh you down, you are running the ones that the people told you. Change them. Change them. You see the Ukraine military, you think that they even in this, they still believe that they will win. You can't go to war and think as a victim. You can only fight back. Even if you have to be crazy. If they kill you, they kill you. But once you are in a war, you can feel as a victim. So the same thing, we are in a war. We are just not aware. And the greatest field of the war is our minds. The mind is a battlefield. You win or you lose in your thought processes. And the thought processes you have come from the information that you have about yourself, about the world that you live in. And much of the world and information that they have given us to Africans have crippled us, have made us to look up to God. So a lot of our young men, the only solution they have is prayer. Look up to God. No, God is looking up to you to solve it. Don't listen to anybody who's telling you God will help you to solve it. No. If you don't stand up and fight, they'll kill you. It's not prayer. That's the deception they told you. The religion is not like that. Christianity is not God will come and save you. So faith, your faith has made you whole. Fight back. Persist. Push forward. It's not the devil. Push forward. The thing will fall down. You will win if you don't give up. And so the business you want to build, push back. We have been pushing back and we are not giving up. Push back on the finances you want to build. Get the right knowledge and push back. Push back, push back, push back. That's how you win. Never settle and say that, oh, no. I never think that you go somewhere you succeed. That's a deception. There's a difference between having a profession and having financial wealth or financial independence or financial freedom. It's not the same. School profession, career, they are different from building wealth. And where you stay and building wealth, they are not the same. Getting job and getting doctor, engineer, yes, but building wealth is different. And that is built with quality information finance. And that one can be built anyway. You know, this channel deserves better. Bless you, sir. Yeah. So that's persistence. You build one stage at a time, one subscriber at a time. You build it, and you don't really want to worry about that, but you want to share what you have, and we want to believe in creating this kind of information so that people can listen. And I am very grateful, even if one person listens. Very much grateful for that. Very much grateful for that. And yes, and still push back. That's the only way forward. We can't give up. That's the only way forward. I mean, we push back all the time. They tell you this. Let me tell you, sorry. Some of the businesses that you run, many of the managers work for multinational companies, and they treat the foreigners better than they treat us. So you always have to fight to be understood as a Ghanaian, because in their mind, their people don't deserve better. That's how they've been conditioned. If you give the position and give it to a Chinese person, they will talk to them with more respect, or some South African white or some Indian. But if they see their own people, no, they describe it, because that's the condition. So once we understand that, then we can push back. We just fight and say, no, oh boy, we can't take it. We have to fight back. So we deserve the best. We deserve the best. And so persistence is that which will bring the success. So I want to thank you very much for taking your time to watch this. And I've been sharing about stamina. I'm saying that is the only thing you need if you want to teach your child anything for success. It's not the grade they get in school, even though the grade is important. It's not even the kind of school they go, even though that is important. It's not even the profession, even though that is important. The number one thing that you need to teach your children is the ability to fight and to keep going after their dreams. That is the number one thing. So if your child fails exam, his ability to get back and say, I'm going to write that exam again, that's a great lesson. And for me, that is even greater than the one writing to get the pass first. You know why? Because in real life, he's going to have to rewrite a lot of things. In real life, nothing is done once and successful, unless you get a job and you're following the rules. But for you to build anything from the ground, nothing is written once. Sometimes 10 times you're still rewriting. So the ability of the child to go back and do again and not give up and not beat themselves down is the reason that child will be successful in life. Within his power, and Africans must be hopeful, honest, and proud of our country. Yes, we must be proud of our country. They taught us to look down upon ourselves. That's why the devil is black, Jesus is white, angels are white. That's why the average child here is thinking that America is heaven and Ghana is hell. Somebody is always on social media telling us that that place is hell, their own country. And yet the Chinese are coming here and they make millions. And you think that is hell? Take the plane and come and see how many Europeans come here, Americans come here, Japanese, Russians, Indians, Lebanese. They come here. They go to Nigeria. They go to Benin. Go to Congo and see. Go to Congo and see. And you think that you need visa to go and become successful somewhere. Just go and look at it. But to become successful, it's not true. It's deception. It's here. It is our continent. So build something here. And never worry about what the hindrances that you meet. The people who fight you, government who fight you, don't worry about it. When they insult you, insult them back. Fight back until you succeed. Teach them. Help them to see. We must be the head, not the tail. We must be the ones controlling the wealth, not others. And so persist. Share knowledge, learn, work hard. Stay with your values. Don't worry about people leaving. When they leave, others will come. Take care of your finances. When your financial difficulties, don't give up. Restructure, replan. Work hard all the time. You know, work hard all the time. Success takes time, and it is not luck. It's structured. Success is structured. Success is not lotto. It calls for optimism and persistence and consistency. And you need a lot of hope to build anything. So that real estate business you want to build, that cocoa farm you want to start, that retail shop that you want to start, that processing plant that you want to build, that factory, don't give up. Go ahead and build it. If you want to go back to school, go back to school. You want to change job, change job. Never give up. Feed on hope, on positivity, and on cynicism. And respect yourself as an African, educate yourself. A lot of the things that they have told us about ourselves, they are lies. In school, in religion, in media, they are lies. What if you keep trying and fail? Keep trying and fail, Governor. You try, you fail, fail again. Keep trying. You will not fail forever. The time will come, you will win. Okay? So don't study again. Read the book. If they mark you down, go and write again. If they mark you down, write again until you pass. Life is said that you cannot fail all the time forever. You win because you're becoming better. You studied one chapter, they fail you. You study another chapter. Before you see you have finished the book, you write the exam, you pass. So what if you keep on trying and fail? You keep on trying and fail, and you're failing forward. And that's where the eventual success comes. All the great people you see is only their successes that you hear. But their failures are more than their successes. Their failures are more than their successes. So that's my son who is watching and he's asking that question. So thank you so much. I appreciate the teaching so much. Charity, thank you for the support. And I hope you're well as well. And Mr. Morning, I have learned a lot today. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So don't give up. We need all of you to build. We need a lot of billionaires and millionaires. We cannot continue to describe us as poor people. It's not true. If anybody is poor, it's not Africa. It's a lie. It's a term that they coined. They designed that. Let's call them poor. It's not today. They've been saying that for the last 400 years. It's a lie. European countries were nothing before they came to Africa. And they said that when they came, we didn't have shoes and anything. How is that true? And yet a lot of Africans will believe it because they don't want to learn. So you think that the Africans could eat right food, right medicine, could give birth and take care of their children, and they were living like monkeys? So how about the Ghana Empire, the Songhai Empire? So those things didn't exist. The Moshi Empire, it's all lies. So let's learn. Challenge everything, because the moment you feel weak and paranoid of your race, you're miseducated. Putin is only fighting back because he's confident in himself. Okay? I don't support him, but there's some way he thinks. There's something he knows. If you know something, you fight. If you're weak, you just give up and compromise. So I want to say, I thank you very much. Julia Derry, thank you. I've learned so much from you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So that's what we want. Youth in Africa, learn. The words you use, the things you say, they show that you are ignorant. So you talk negatively about yourself all the time. And you hail everybody else. And you want to live everywhere, except your own country. And yet the Chinese want to come here and live. And there's more knowledge beyond the Bible. There's more knowledge beyond religion. The kind of religion we are practicing has made us weak. So a lot of our people have identity crisis. They look up to God for help. God is saying, go and fight. Search beyond religion. Much of the design they put here was to enslave us, was to cripple us. The religion of love, honesty, truth, confidence, wisdom. That's what you practice. It's not the one you praying to God to come and save you. That one was designed to keep us down. The one that you have put Jesus at the back, who is white, and the devil is black, that one is not the Bible Christianity. Go and check it again. Read it. That one was the European design. The one that the pastor must wear suit and tie and change your name. That one is European design. It's not the Bible Christianity. Go and check again if you want to be a Christian. Islam is the same. The one that makes you weak. No. Fight. Be proud of your culture. Be proud of yourself. Be proud. They told us that every fetish priest was evil. No, some of them stood for love, compassion, kindness. But the way they told us, even the wicked preacher, the most wicked preacher, will be accepted by them as the most honorable traditional priest. That's how vilified they have, the vilification that they have on us. So everything that represents us, they degraded it. And every evil that represents them, they made us to accept it. And it's still hanging on us. Okay? It's still hanging on us. So the moment you're able to diffuse that, you start to think as a human being. And until you start to think rightly, you can change your life. Your life will only change when your mind thinks well. When you're able to think and process things, when you're proud of yourself. So thank you for watching, and go and build that business. Go and build that apartment. Go and fight the construction people. Fight the workers. Tell them to do the right thing. Business, don't be disappointed. Go back, Mr. Money, fight back. Get the Chinese to send the things. Threaten them. Get somebody to chase him until he sends your money or your product. Get them. Get them. Get them. And never feel weak. We are a blessed country. We are a blessed continent. There's nowhere you live that your pressure is so calm and down than in Ghana or than in Africa. You never know that until you live here. When you're living here, you never appreciate that. You think somewhere. Okay. So come now, bye-bye. Bye. Good evening. The children of Africa needs this. Thank you, J-Pat. We need this. We need it. Because we are learning all the time, and we are studying, we are reading, we are searching. Because we have a lot of questions to answer. But in all that, let's be proud of what we have. Build something. If government does not give you a job and you have nobody to give you any job, start to sell something. Sell coconut. Sell oil. Sell something. Start from there. You say, I don't have money. Go and sell groundnut 1 cedi. Once you start, if you're hardworking, if you're truthful, and if you're learning all the time, you will not fail. If you're persistent, no matter how you start, really does not matter. If you believe in yourself, you believe that you succeed here. I heard somebody say that if you say something here, it comes to being. And it's true. If you say good things, they come into being. If you say bad things, they come. So keep on. Keep on. The wealth is here. Keep on. Stop looking at all those people who are trying to create and make you lose your focus, their cars and all those. No, focus on what you're building. 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, you'll see that you have built something significant. So if nobody's employing you, stop crying. Tomorrow, get up. Go and sit down and see what you can sell. There are so many things that you can sell. So many things that you can do for, money. Sell something. And once it starts, we all started like that. We were confident in it. We created business name, we created business card, we set Facebook page, we registered it, we created a bank account, we built website, and we were keeping. And somebody will ask you, what are you doing? You say, we are building business. You say, you don't have any job? You say, well, we have business. You say, where is the office? In the house. Are you sure? So yes, you're building. Oh, okay, I wish you well. It's not bad. It's good that you employ yourself. He was trying to feel sorry for you. No. I said, no, this is the vision. And we are not giving up until we see it come true. Then somebody said, oh, no, come on, go and live somewhere in another country. I said, no, we are building. We are building. They will screw you, but don't screw anybody. They will lie to you, but don't lie. Stay with your values. Work. 10 a.m. you're working, 10 p.m. you're working, 12 you're working, Sundays you're working, Saturdays you're working. When they are playing, when they are watching Kotoko and Chelsea, you are working. When they are watching all this, you're working. Work, and see if you will succeed. Put in the hours and see if you will fail. It's never possible. Work. If others are working 20 hours, work 24 hours. What else do you have? You have nowhere to go. You say you don't have any job, so work. If they tell you meet them 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you are there. See? You say you don't have any shoe, one shoe, polish it. Take the trotro, polish it. When put something in your pocket, handkerchief, then you just use it to polish your shoe and you go. You know, whatever that you have it. You know, smell good. One shirt, no problem. One pocket, one CD in your pocket. Buy Gary. Put sugar in it. Be happy. It's just a stage. Fight back. Don't sleep and let your mother go and fight you. Fight. And stop being negative. And meet me 2025 and see if you're not succeed. If you're not successful, you'll be shocked. You will succeed. If you're hardworking, you're truthful, you're positive, you work long hours, by all means, you will succeed. So I want to say thank you very much for taking your time to watch this. So Charity, Mr. Kessie, Julia, Mr. Monin, Kopna, thank you. Auntie Tilly, DP, Congo Priestman. Thank you everybody for taking your time. Edrich, Ampon, Ken Mas, Blue, Mr. Douglas, thank you. Mr. Ajeni Boateng, and thank you, Chairman. Mr. Chairman Frederick, thank you very much for watching. So we meet some other time. Thank you. I'm trying to do this once a month. Hopefully I keep to my word. So thank you very much. But you can send me a message. My number is on the channel. If you go under the about the channel, you see my number there. You can always send me a message on WhatsApp. So thank you very much for taking your time to watch this.